Hi, I'm Lynn and welcome to my Lynn Ferris Watercolors YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to use wires as an accent to add a little zing to a street scene. Sometimes we feel compelled to overly detail a painting, making it seem fussy and overworked. This can be especially true in outdoor street scenes where you're rarely close enough to see the small stuff, but you want to add a little bit of what I call flourish. So in this case, wires would be a good choice. Wires add depth, they can add visual interest, they can direct your eye around a piece, they can enhance your focal point, or they can help balance a focal point that's becoming too much of a bullseye. So let's get started. So first we need the tools. For dark wires, you'll need a pencil, a rigger or a script brush, phthalo green and alizarin crimson, which you can mix together to make a beautiful black. For light wires, the tools are different. First, and this is super important, you'll be lifting, so you'll need good quality paper. I use Arches, either 140-pound or 300-pound cold press, but other papers will work as long as they're professional quality and not too soft. Student grade paper can be a problem. It's a good idea to test your paper first. Even in the best of circumstances, sometimes there will be a little bit of tearing, but hopefully when this happens, it'll be minor and can be touched up. Here are the tools I use for light wires. I'll need a paper towel, a snap-off knife, some string, a magic eraser, and some masking tape. Before you start, you'll need to decide on location. Here are some ideas for placement. In this painting, the blue car in the lower right creates a dominant focal point that could easily become a bullseye. I added wires that crisscrossed in the upper left as a balance. Again, here's a painting with the focal point in the lower right. And while there are enough other secondary areas of interest to keep that focal point from becoming a bullseye, having wires cross in the opposite corner keeps the design feeling balanced. Here's a strongly vertical composition where most of the visual interest is at the bottom. I wanted to keep the strong vertical shape, so by adding wires at the top, I've created some visual interest and a reason for the viewer's eye to go there. I've again used wires to direct the eye, but I've also used the same technique of lifting to add some reflections in the awnings, railings, and street to reinforce the feeling of rain and shine. Night scenes aren't the only place to add wires. Here, on a sunny afternoon, the black wires add movement and character to a street scene without feeling tedious or overly detailed. So let's begin. Once I've got a general idea for the placement, I'll pull out some string and create the actual design. I'll move it around until it just feels right. I'll take out my phone and snap a picture with the camera so it'll be easy to remember where I want them. Using this as a reference, I'll draw some location lines. Let's start with the light wires using lifting. First, and this is important, make sure your paper is completely dry. Lay a piece of masking tape across the first wire you want to lift. Carefully, with a little snap-off knife, cut a freehand line through the tape. You might want to practice this beforehand to get the pressure right. You want to cut through the tape, but not the paper. Lift one half of the tape and offset it. This will give you a nice, fine, natural-looking line with a slight arc. Be sure the edges of the tape are firmly pressed down. Dampen a small piece of magic eraser with clean water and squeeze any excess water out. Use it to lift the paint. You don't need to lift it all the way to white everywhere. Some nuance in the tone is nice. Be sure to not accidentally lift beyond the tape. Use a paper towel to blot up excess water and pigment, then lift the tape slowly. If it seems stubborn, a hairdryer can help. You can do as many wires as you want this way, but it seems to work best if you do each one separately and dry the painting all the way between each one. Now we're ready to add some dark wires. I make a black out of phthalo green and alizarin crimson. I use a rigger or script brush because it gives a natural organic feel and won't let me get too exact. Confidence is the key here. You'll want to use one long sweeping motion and if possible not have to go back over it. I find it easiest if I look at my guideline only when I start, but then I look where I want to end up. I learned this when I was working my way through art school as a waitress. Look where you're going, not at the cup when you're delivering the coffee. So thanks for watching. Check out my website and Facebook page, and I hope to see you in a workshop sometime. Happy painting.